Hey guys, welcome back to the channel today. Today we're going to try to cultivate. Well, first of all, thank you for everybody tuning in again. Thank you for everybody watching. Appreciate all the comments. It's been a few days since I planted this. This is what I call my vegetable garden. It's got everything but corn. Well, I said everything but corn, but we'll show you something in a second. So video so back, I showed you planting this, and here's the stand we got. Here's the green beans. As you can see, they came up pretty good. I mean, not as thick as you would think. Like here's one still trying to bust the ground right there. Two of them. Give them a little help there. I think they did real well for one reason. After I planted them, we didn't get no rain, and so that dirt stayed soft on top, and it allowed a lot of these plants to get going and get through that soft dirt. And then we had a pretty big shower the other night, probably about a ½ inch of rain, and it sealed the top in a little bit. And what I'm hoping to do today, because they're threatening a little bit of rain today, is I want to go through and try to see if I can cultivate some of this. I hadn't put no fertilizer on these beans yet, but I think, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember, I put fertilizer in when I planted this Jimmy Red, which, by the way, I don't get it, don't understand it, but it is what it is. I planted this in Jimmy Red, and the crows eat a lot of it. And so I took the rolling cultivators, made up a big old roll again, pretty good tall roll, and then took the scrape blade, scraped it back off, and lo and behold, there's quite a bit of Jimmy Red that made it through all of that. You know, I guess if I was to count down through there, there's probably 10 stalks of Jimmy Red down through there, 10 down through there. But I think we'll leave them because there was a time, I want to say, where people would plant beans and corns in one of those cold duplex hoppers. And so I think we'll leave them. I mean, the corn will get on up out of the way and it'll be scattered, so it's not like it's going to shade the beans. So I think it'll be okay. If I see it to be a problem, we'll address it, but I don't think it will be. So there's the Roma 2s. Here, the Roma 2s ran out. We'll come on down here. The Roma 2s ran out here, somewhere right in here. I think it's going to be about right here, is where I ended up 3 and a piece. And then from here on up was lima beans, small lima beans, and then here down is lima beans. And then we got down here and switched over to those big lima beans, which are these right here. And you can tell because there's the big bean pod off of it. So these are the big food lion lima beans. I think I showed you guys where it said something like non-GMO or something, but hey, they come up great. And then the okra got a little bit of a tight spot there that I think was dry, but from here on down, let's go down here, Will. I can't complain from here down on the okra. It's got a good spacing on it. Not bad at all, and it's solid so from here down would be more okra than I'd ever use. It's a little bit spotty from here back up to the other side. And then your squash, which we planted with the end of the hoe, everything come up, every hill that we planted, the squash and cucumbers is fine. And then of course we got our sweet potatoes here, our German Johnson, a roll of German Johnson tomatoes here. And then I come back and put a few peppers in there the other day, and the potatoes are looking pretty good. I need to, whoa, what a ragweed. Good Lord. Let me go and get him out of here. Potatoes are looking fine. It's a little bit scattered in here because if you remember, these are some of the ones I planted that didn't have any eyes on them at all. So I need to get some. I see a stalk there, it's got bugs on it, so we need to get some 7 dust. And oh, let me show you the broccoli. So we've been munching on the broccoli pretty hard. I got to get some dirt wrapped around these sweet potatoes. They're pretty leggy, but you can see they did great. We'll get a little dirt wrapped around them, and they should do a whole lot better. So the broccoli and the cabbages are starting to make a head. I had one in here I hadn't picked yet. Here it is. Pretty good size heads on them. Like, here's my hand to it. I mean, so it's a nice size heads on them. We've been, as you can see, guys, we've been cutting them out, eating them up, and the little carrots are just coming on pretty nice. I don't remember what they were. I got them from, pretty sure it was Hoss Tools, but I don't remember the brand of them. Seemed like the picture of them, they were kind of short and big around. They wasn't the long ones like you see at the grocery store. And of course the garlic's coming along. The garlic looks a little dry, and maybe that should be this time of year, but it just kind of looks a little sad. It didn't, this row closest to me didn't get as much as I thought it would, but hopefully it'll be okay. All right, for everybody eagle-eyed, I know somebody eagle-eyed is gonna notice this. So I did come back and run this single strand right here behind the dual strand. Haven't seen any tracks yet, so that runs all the way around. And we did change the box to a, it doesn't say it on here, but it's 6.5 joules. So hopefully, oh, and I added another ground rod. I had a ground rod here and added another one there. It's not that great of a ground rod, but I figured it'd be enough to do what I need to do. I'm sure copper coated would have been better. But we're gonna try to see, I'm gonna see if I can squeeze this tractor right in there and then get in there on it. I'm trying to take as little of this fence down as possible. I think I can do it. We'll go out, come back, or I may even go out this bean row right here and come back one of those tomato rolls, and that way I can just keep it on the inside. So let's cultivate a little bit, see how it's looking. We got rain coming. The Hastings, oh my goodness, guys, let me show you the prettiest crop of corn I think I've ever raised. My goodness, Will, can you get a shot of that? Every seed, I believe, that hit the ground come up. Absolutely. I would love to cultivate this today. Number one, I don't want to take the strings down yet. Number two, it's so wet on that end, I could make it through it. I wouldn't get stuck. I'm not worried about that, but it would make one kind of a mess on the tractor. So if it rains today, I'm hoping by this weekend I can get in and we can cultivate this. And we got to cultivate the Hastings. You'll have just seen a video on the Hastings first time cultivating, which worked out good, but she's got some leg on her now. But unfortunately, it's got about 1 inch of nut grass coming with it. And if I can, I may have to cultivate it twice to try to get some of this nut grass. I don't know. By the time I get to it, it's going to be another 2 or 3 days to let it dry out, because right now it's still pretty wet, plus the shower today. It's going to push it back to Saturday at the earliest. If we can get in it Saturday, I'm going to say wet or not, y'all guys may see a kind of a muddy video Saturday. Well, you won't see it Saturday, but I might be filming a muddy video Saturday. So hopefully it'll dry up some, but we got to get in there and get that nut grass before, you know, it's not so bad when the corn gets waist high. You know, it's overpowering the grass at that point. It still sucks a lot of water out of the soil, but it, you know, if you had plenty of water, the grass don't hurt the corn as bad as it would. But let's cultivate a few. Is that a jet or thunder? Yeah. Well, guys, I'm sure somebody eagle-eyed didn't notice I've put the sweeps on. I got to do a lot of walking in this garden this year, so I wanted to go ahead and get the sweeps on now and get that center. Now I adjusted them point down a little bit more than I normally do, so it would kind of still create a V there. Looks good. Y'all let me know. I mean, I know what I do with beans, but y'all let me know as far as your green beans and lima beans, what you do as far as fertilizer, nitrogen. I'd be curious to see if it's, you know, different. I normally put a little bit of fertilizer on them, but I don't know. Maybe there's something different that make a better bean. Cultivating the sweet potatoes, they look pretty good. There's some that the heat got to pretty hard, but all in all, it pretty good stand on the sweet potatoes. And I think if we keep the deers out, we'll have us a nice little vegetable garden here. Let's see if we can get this back where, well, first of all, I got to get this one where it was. I don't remember where I had it, Will. I'm gonna guess it's somewhere about right here. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I still have my alarm system inside here. So if, you know, worst case scenario, a deer does get in here, I still have my alarm that hopefully will scare him away. And that's a big hopefully, right? I had to finish off the last 10 or so foot with some copper wire. How did I wind up making that tighter? We got to have a place where we can walk in here, Will. I guess that'll work right there. There we go. And one more. I don't know if they can see that copper that good. I can't, so I don't know how they can. I probably ran over a bean plant or two right there at the end, guys, but it was worth it to not take but just one little section of fence down and just cut the roll short and turn it around. That way I didn't have to worry about that. Well, I'm gonna go plug this back up. You can stay right there and, well guys, I know we got a storm coming because all the jets going to RDU are coming over my house. And they normally do that when a storm is blocking their other path. So we'll hook the battery back up on this thing and give it a second. All right, it's ready. Ow. So that's what the hope is. If he does get over the electric fence, hopefully it'll scare him back off. Guys, I tell you, I'm tempted to jerk that string down and go through that wet section just to cultivate this, but I'm gonna hold off. It's just really there's really no grass reason why I need to push it that hard today. It doesn't really have any grass in it at all. Now the Hastings, that's a different story. If I really wanted to play in the mud, I'd need to do it on the Hastings because it's terrible. But we'll get there. You know, I always say I don't want to do this, but worst case scenario, they make this thing called a hoe, and that booger, it don't miss nothing. It will get every piece of grass out you can get around it. So, you know, worst case scenario, we can hoe 19 rows. So Hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm just getting over the second cold. I think I mentioned it maybe in the last video. So it's going quicker. So the first bout was a week, 2 weeks. The second bout's another week. So it's hopefully we can beat this deal. Hope you enjoyed this video. Look forward to cultivating some more sweet corn in the Hastings in this Jimmy Red for the first time, and you really, you know, get an idea. Somebody mentioned the other day, and I'm glad you guys didn't join my channel because you like drone footage, because the drone is grounded for a little while. It will come back. There's a few things that's got to happen first, but when it comes back, it'll be ready to go. And unfortunately, I don't, and that sun may be in my eyes, Will. Unfortunately, I don't think it will be able to come back before I'm done cultivating. I know I really was looking forward to seeing, you know, flying alongside the tractor while I'm cultivating. But again, guys, you can't run. I mean, for me, I don't like doing no more than a few minutes of drone footage anyway, because number one, it doesn't have volume. You know, we'll be okay. Will does fine, and we'll bring it back. It'll be back hopefully within a few months. And but that's all we're gonna say about that. Again, appreciate everybody watching. Thank you. I told Lena the other day my county is Caswell County, North Carolina. And at one time, you know, we were the lowest internet availability in North Carolina, bar none. And now we're probably, you know, we're probably approaching 50% fiber in the county. For a rural county, that is awesome. And I told Lena, I was picking one the other day, I said, man, I said, all the folks in Caswell got fiber now. I should jump up 1,000, 2,000 subscribers. But no, I'm just tickled that we're getting it, and so hopefully that'll work out. Have a good week. Have a good day. Like I said, I guess to steal a little something from Franklin Graham, God loves you. He really does. And God bless you, and thank you.